Good day, friends. This is Michael, and this is The Sports Story. On today's podcast, we're going to be discussing the All-Star Weekend. This weekend, for a lot of us, it's all about the stars, and even the people watching it in their living rooms, they're still stars, even though they're not on the TV. But just know that you're a star, and you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And speaking of more stars, there were celebrity stars during this weekend, and they all got together for the celebrity game. And it was Coach Mykael McMahan versus Coach Stephen A. Smith. And if you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, he is a very, very famous sportscaster on ESPN. And Mike Wilbon is also a sportscaster on ESPN, among other things. And Coach Mike Wilbon, his all-star crew, or his celebrity crew, consisted of Common, Kane Brown, Famous Los, a couple celebrities, and Stephen A. Smith. He had Chance the Rapper, Quavo, and Ronnie 2K, the guy who makes all the 2K games like NBA 2K, and MLB 2K was out as well. But more people play MLB Live. But some big names, among others, some not so famous, some more famous than others. There's a WNBA player, and there's also NBA legends. This year, it's usually fun legends. This year, not even to bring up their names, as they're not really legends to me. But the MVP of this game was Common, as Coach Mike Wilbon's team slapped Stephen A. Smith's team 62-47. And Common, it was only right that he won the MVP. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals to top it all off. And he's from Chicago. And one thing about this MVP is it's really nice because the fans voted. So, it's what the fans want. Not all competitions are fan voted. Sometimes they're judged by a panel of people who don't know what they're talking about. But I'll get to that later. Also on that Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, the NBA Rising Stars, the NBA Rising Stars is a game where the freshmen and sophomore, or the 1-year rookies and 2-year NBA players, they get together and they have their own all-star game, because unless you're Trae Young or Luka Doncic, you're usually not going to be in the all-star game your first and second year. And it's fun to get those guys participating and getting their names out and being able to gather around and watch the up-and-coming talent of the NBA right in front of our eyes. I know we have March Madness, but this is a day that we can just get to know some of the names that we might not be able to see every single night because they're not getting a bulk of the minutes. And the MVP for this game was Miles Bridges. This guy played phenomenal as he was on Team World. And in the third quarter, Team World went on a 27-5, or he's actually Team USA. Team USA went on a 27-5 run, which Miles Bridges had 21 of those points. So he pretty much himself outscored the opposing world team 21-5 by himself to end the third quarter. And because of that run that the world make, it was obvious that the Team USA, shout out to USA, they were able to get this win. And as exciting as that is, that was the end of the festivities for Valentine's Day. The next day, Saturday, this is the day that I really, really enjoy, because this is the day that people prepare for. They put actual effort into it. And like the NBA Rising Stars game, they put some effort into it, but when it's a blowout one way or blowout the other way, or sometimes people, they don't even play that hard, so it's easier for blowouts to happen, which makes it easier for other teams to stop playing, and it's just pretty much you watching them walk around trying to make cool shots. When we're not trying to watch cool shots, we're trying to watch a competitive game of the best young stars. And that's another reason. I'll get more into that also when I talk about the All-Star game. And if you are somebody who watches the All-Star game, you may have the same feeling on it, so you probably already know what's coming. But Saturday, February 15th, we had the skills challenge. And I don't like to complain, and I don't mean to be complaining a lot, and this is why, even though this podcast is a little late, I felt the need to air it out, not only because of this brand new microphone that Dayvid Naidu, Indian Dayvid on Twitter, go follow him. He is the man, and he got me a new mic, so you might even hear, if you're listening closely to this podcast and the other 19 podcasts, this is a brand new mic. And just big shout out to Dayvid. Again, Indian_Dayvid, and that's a Dayvid with a Y, Dayvid. And go give him a follow just because he did that for me. Let's go do that for him. And that's definitely, but going back to me wanting to do this episode, not just because of me wanting to complain, but also because of the immense motivation that getting a new microphone, getting a professional microphone that actually makes me sound like a radio host, it is amazing, and it definitely fuels the motivation to keep pumping these out for you guys, and I will. So let's start off with the skills challenge. And Bam Adebayo, he pretty much took the cake on this one. And if you don't know what the skills challenge is, it's when they dribble up and through people like cones doing a dribble course, and they have to do it the fastest and then make a layup, and then dribble on to the other side, and you have to do a pass as well and make sure a chest pass and a bounce pass goes into a net. And then you do the layup, and then you dribble back down, and then you make a three. And the first person to make a three, as you have a competitor alongside of you on the other side of the court doing the same drill, and the first person to make a three-pointer, they win. And you would expect a lot more point guards, skilled point guards, that is, to show up and actually compete, as we didn't really see very much upper echelon talent during this challenge. There was no Bradley Beals. There was no even a De'Aaron Fox. There's no CJ McCollum, especially. Big shout out to CJ McCollum. He definitely needed to be in the skills challenges. The list could go on and on. You can think to yourself. I'm just thinking, not even enough words. Kyrie Irving, just all the different ball handlers of guards we have, and Bam Adebayo is the one that won it. Not even talking about who entered it, but the person who won it was Bam Adebayo out of Miami, a center. Are you kidding me? A center? A center. In a league that is going away from centers, where centers are almost obsolete to the game, if you ask the Houston Rockets. Go ask Mike D'Antoni and ask him what the value of a center is to him. Go look at Clint Capella and see what he got for Clint Capella, and that is what the value of a center is to Mike D'Antoni. It is very low. And they won the skills challenge. Not only is it ridiculous that we have centers slowing up the game or slowing up this challenge and hitting threes, but Chris Middleton, you couldn't beat Bam Adebayo? Come on, man. It's ridiculous, and I don't like it. I think there needs to be more stars in the All-Star weekend. You know, they show up for the All-Star game on Sunday, but sometimes we don't get to see, and even the ones that get snubbed, who cry about it like Rudy Gobert, they're not they're not here. They're not in this on Saturday giving the fans what they want to see. And the three-point contest, this is actually where probably one of the rare forms where we actually see like competition and we actually see these players wanting to win. And the three-point competition, Buddy Hield, Devin Booker, Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis. He was on the skills challenge. But there was a couple of big names. It's where you get to see the best three-point shooters in the NBA. And it's actually competitive, as there's 6 people who compete and only the top 3 will move on to the second round. Trae Young was there, and he scored dead last to end the first round, so he got disqualified, and it was Buddy Hield, Devin Booker, and it wasn't Domantas Sabonis. It was another foreign player that I got mixed up with. It is Davis Bertans, Washington Wizards forward, very good shooter, and he put up in the 20s every time. I believe it was like 23 or 24 in the second round. Devin Booker, that is, out of Phoenix, the Suns, he put up 26, and Buddy Hield, with his last shot, he was able to knock down 27 points to be the winner of the three-point competition this year. And then one of the more fun competitions of All-Star Weekend, it's the dunk contest. Sometimes they're boring, sometimes they're fun. It just depends. And this one is where I'm going to start calling people out, like LeBron James and a bunch of stars like them who have never done the dunk contest, who have robbed us from those highlights of them being in the dunk contest. And it's too late now for LeBron to make this up for any of us, but it's definitely too late. It should have been done 3 years ago at least, was probably the expiration date for me actually wanting to see LeBron James in a dunk contest. I mean, the iconic people, obviously, Dominic Wilkins, Dr. J, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, definitely Vince Carter. I mean, Dwight Howard's out there. I mean, he was definitely an MVP candidate and a guy who went to the finals. When he was in his prime, he did it. Nate Robinson, all these like names that you love, and you love their names because of what they do on the court and how much passion they have for the sport and what they give the sport, what they give the fans, and makes us love them. And that's just one thing LeBron never put the effort into. He's always teased us, dunking in the layup lines and stuff, people getting to the arena early just to watch LeBron James dunk, kind of tease us. I don't like it, and it's pretty disgusting if you ask me. And Sunday, I almost just went on the rant and didn't even let you know what happened in this slam dunk contest. And Aaron Gordon, he got robbed. That dunk contest he had with with Zach LaVine, he definitely didn't get robbed. Zach LaVine won that fair and square. And the second dunk contest Aaron Gordon entered, he was injured. It was a knee injury, and you already knew that he wasn't going to win that. But he gave it a valiant effort, but you could definitely tell he was injured. And then Aaron Gordon just put on a show. He even dunked over Taco Fall, who is 7'5", the tallest person in the NBA, dunked over him, and he did dunk over him, jumped over his head and everything. Taco Fall's hands just hit Aaron Gordon's thigh, but that was just because Taco Fall didn't put his hands down, or else they would never have hit his thigh. But he definitely did clear a 7'5" dunk. Blake Griffin won it dunking over the hood of a car. Not jumping over the cab of the car, the hood of the car. Blake Griffin won it his rookie year. Aaron Gordon dunks over Taco Fall. I even tweeted it after that dunk. I said, "Good night, everybody. You dunk over Taco, you win the dunk contest." But then Derrick Jones Jr. comes out and he beats Zach LaVine with the same dunk. I'm sorry. Derrick Jones Jr. beats Aaron Gordon with the same dunk that Zach LaVine beat Aaron Gordon with in the first time in the slam dunk contest. It was the step inside the free throw line. It wasn't Michael Jordan foot on the free throw line. It was about a foot in from the free throw line and the windmill dunk. And I guess I can't do it. And I can't dunk over Taco Fall either. But I feel like dunking over Taco Fall is such an iconic dunk. Like, that's an iconic dunk that should be iconic. And even if he didn't win, I will make sure it stays iconic. Michael Jordan, he didn't win against Dominique Wilkins. It's okay. It can still be iconic. And like I was saying about the judging, the fan votes judging, that I really like is that it's the fans. This competition's for the fans. It's not for the WNBA player Candace Parker, the actor, or the NBA legends up there. It's for the fans. The fans should have the final say on who wins the dunk contest and most of these competitions and MVPs, because this is a fan affair. A lot of fans, especially the fans in the arena, at least, they can do the in-arena judging thing like the Masked Singer does. If the Masked Singer does it, can the NBA not? I think they can. And at least if they do have the judges there, they need to take like a course, a class. They need to see all the dunks throughout history, and there needs to be some sort of guidelines to voting, because we can't just have people out here voting like it's the wild, wild west. Because people are betting their houses on these type of things, and when one person clearly wins and somebody loses their house because the judges mess it up, well, you shouldn't bet. Don't ever bet your house, but come on, judges. Help! Help! And they did it. But moving on from that and going into Sunday, the last event, the All-Star Game, where all the All-Stars play. And for most of the reasons I've complained is the reasons why I really don't keep up with the NBA All-Star Weekend. And because of that, I was like, I'm not going to watch the All-Star Game. It's a ritual I do because it's all these All-Stars who give zero effort in this All-Star Game, give zero effort into the Saturday skills competitions, three-point competitions, or slam dunk contests, and they get all this money from the TV, all the money's from a packed-out crowd, all the money from the fans just being there, and is getting brought in because people want to see them play, and they don't play. And it's just frustrating, and I don't like it, so I don't take part of it. I almost boycott it in a sense, but as I finished my hockey game that I was watching Sunday night, my friends kept asking me, are you watching this? Are you watching this? I said, fine, I'll turn on the last little bit of it. And as it was 148 to 148, the goal is to get to 157. I didn't realize that they changed the format of the All-Star scoring. I hate the All-Star Weekend so much. I didn't even read the articles about the All-Star Weekend. I didn't even listen to the sportscasters when they were talking about it because I hated it so much. But after watching those last 9 points or such, it was very, very, very competitive. As each quarter, they went to a total score, and then at the end of every quarter, it pretty much, the totals erased. And they just had to play to outscore each other basically each quarter, and as you won, you'd win the quarter, and whoever won 3 first wins, pretty much. And thankful, the West Coast behind LeBron, they were able to win, and this change of format, it made me want to watch the NBA All-Star Game again, and it's making me really wish I would have watched it from the beginning. And it definitely makes me excited to not only that, but I want to give a real quick shout out to the Big Three. As if you don't know, that's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament brought to us by Ice Cube and many others, but Ice Cube was the main guy behind it. And they started the first to this many points is the winner of the game. And that is as pretty much as exciting as it can be, as they're really playing to a certain number instead of trying to outplay the competition. Because when you're trying to outplay the competition, as soon as you've outplayed them, you just stop. Or if you remember 2 or 3 years ago when Stephen Curry, another reason why I do not particularly like Steph Curry, is in the All-Star game, he literally laid down at the free throw line, put his hands over his head, while Giannis Antetokounmpo dribbled right around him and dunked it. It's like, I don't want to see that. It's not funny. It's not cute, Steph Curry. You're not your daughter. It's not cute. I don't like it. And I hated it. And for that reason, among a lot others, that's why I do not pay much attention to the NBA All-Star games. But now I definitely will. Kawhi Leonard, he won the MVP trophy. They changed the MVP trophy of the All-Star weekend to the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP. And to honor Kobe, and these guys were playing like it was a finals game, and they really honored Kobe. Magic Johnson, he came out and he honored Kobe as well before the game started. And you can definitely tell that Kobe was there, as LeBron was saying, and it was very special. And that, ending it on that note, I love you, Kobe. Shout out to the Bryant families, I hope, and all the helicopter crash victims. I hope they're all doing as well as they could be in times like this. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Dayvid Naidu again for this awesome mic. I hope this podcast sounds great. It's definitely going to be a learning curve for me, so it might not sound amazing, I would say, for the first couple episodes, but please give me time. Please give me the feedback on Twitter. That's the main one I'm at, and that's at Mykael McMahan 1, MYKAEL McMahon, MCMAHAN 1 on Twitter. And also on Facebook, the Sports Story page. If you type in the Sports Story on Twitter, that's like the name of the page, so I'm sure it'll pop up as well. And once again, thank you to all you guys. You guys are all-stars in your own right, and I hope everything's going as well as it possibly can be going for you guys listening to this podcast as well, and I'll get another one out here very soon. Love you guys all, and I hope you all have a good night, friends.